I'll say to one of the later questions in terms of advice and things we always look for and tell our clients. I never like when people do things just because it sounds nice, right? We invest in sports teams. I think sports teams are great, but not everybody needs to be a sports owner. It has to make sense. You have to find a good sponsor or a good manager, and it has to make sense with your situation. Same with life science, tech. Don't invest in AI just because you see it on Bloomberg every day. It has to make sense in your particular portfolio. And so I just see, unfortunately, family offices and investors do things because their country club buddy did it, and that's just an atrocious way to invest. And so I just think having it make sense for yourself and your family is something we always preach, and I think people should make a note of. Lastly, to that point, infrastructure, I think is very important. I think being able to, and you touched on it to your last question, being able to make effective decisions at a moment's notice is really hard to do. Your liquidity, what asset classes, your exposure at any given point in time, who's making the decisions, when you get in, when you get out, when to say yes to an opportunity. Do you invest in an SPV, a fund of funds, a fund? Do you pay 2 and 20? Do you negotiate a co-investment? I mean, these are questions that you have to be able to answer quickly. And how do you come to a yes when you make a decision to a potential investment? I came from the wirehouse where they made the biggest funds in the world wait 4 years to say yes to a fund. And family offices say yes at the end of a Zoom call. I mean, you don't have to be Goldman, but you have to take your time and have a process and try to find a level of infrastructure for your family to make decisions.